Alright guys, so I'm changing my channel to MRE mukbang. So I hope you guys are excited about that. I'm going to be releasing a whole bunch of mukbang videos, and I'm going to start getting my lapel mic. I'm going to be putting it like super close. I'm going to be chewing super loud, so I hope you guys are excited about that. Alright y'all, welcome back to Combat Arms channel. So I've been mentioning that a lot of y'all have been willing to send me stuff in the mail, which is awesome. And I recently got an Estonian MRE, a Norwegian MRE, and also a Spanish MRE. So I did a video of the Estonian MRE, and today I'm going to be opening up this Norwegian MRE. So I guess it's like an Arctic field ration, so I'm not sure if it's like the standard ration that y'all would get issued over there in Norway. But I do appreciate you sending it over. I do have the Spanish ration right here, so I will be opening this up in another video. Pretty excited about that. It looks like it's a breakfast ration, so that'll be pretty good. But yeah, for today's video, we're gonna be opening up this Norwegian ration. So I've seen rations from a bunch of different countries. We opened up the Estonian 24-hour ration, and that was a very big ration, as you can imagine, and it was also very hefty. But for this one, it's meant to just be one meal. And it seems pretty small, not too hefty. It seems a lot lighter than what you'd get in U.S. rations. So immediately looking at it, the packaging just looks a little bit cooler. It explains everything pretty well. It even has everything in English, which is nice. So this is actually menu 16, which I guess is like a chicken curry. Now, I don't think I've ever actually had curry in my life, so it'd be interesting to actually taste this. But yeah, I guess we'll get it opened. So with the U.S. military rations, they have like sort of like a glue or a seal at the top, and all you have to do is separate that. So a lot of times people will just cut it open because they can't be asked to separate it like that. So I'm not sure if there's a similar, oh, okay, it looks like there's a similar thing right here. So you can see the corner, if you guys aren't familiar, if you're not actually from Norway, you can see the corner actually has that as well. And this is much easier to open than the U.S. ration, because sometimes you'll be trying to open up the U.S. ration and it'll just rip and you won't be able to open it. So it's kind of a pain in the butt, but this is really nice. So you can see, just opens up like that. Yeah, that's very clean. Now I'm not going to open it up too much, but yeah, I guess we'll just get everything out, and I'll just adjust the camera angle a little bit so y'all can see. But yeah, so far opening it up is much easier. I thought I was going to have to use the K-bar, but I guess not. So that's definitely nice. You're not going to be destroying your thumbs trying to open this thing. But yeah, okay, let's get a close-up of all this. All right, so hopefully you guys can see that pretty well. But yeah, I guess this is a chicken curry, so I'm not sure if curry is actually a breakfast meal or not. It doesn't seem like it would be. But I know like in the U.S. rations, and we can see with the Spanish rations, they're somewhat broken up as far as like breakfast menus and then, you know, other menus, so like lunch and dinner. So if it's the same with this, definitely let me know. If you're from Norway, if you're more familiar with the rations than I am, definitely let me know if there's like a sort of breakdown or theme to that. But yeah, let's start getting it open. So this looks like it's called, it's from a company called Dry Tech. And it also says a real field meal. So yeah, now I'm not sure if that's like an actual brand, because I know in the United States we have like Mountain Meals, which is sort of like a brand of rations, and a lot of times that those items will find their ways into U.S. military rations. So it might be the same thing. So we have a cranberry protein bar, which is pretty interesting. So that'll be nice to put in a ration to have some protein in your diet. We have, it says fruit soap.
Soup.
Okay, so this says fruit soup with tropical fruits. So I guess it's like a drink mix, but it's pretty funny how they call it a fruit soup. But okay. And then it says 24-gram portion. Again, the packaging looks really nice. Everything looks like it's in really good shape. So this is probably a pretty new ration. We have some cream. I have no idea what this would be. Peanuts, sugar, vegetable oil. Okay, so maybe like a peanut butter, I'm guessing is what this is. So that's really nice. Peanut butter is an awesome thing to have in rations, especially if you're moving around. You can just chuck it in your cargo pocket, and then whenever you need some protein or you need a snack, you can just take the peanut butter out. That's an awesome thing to have in a ration. Here we go. We have some Colombian freeze-dried coffee. Now that is an awesome thing as well. It's always nice to have some coffee. You might not necessarily be able to heat it up, but when you can, it's a very nice pick-me-up. Okay, so we have a little disinfectant swab, so kind of like a wet nap. So you will find these in the U.S. rations, but they're very, very bad. In the U.S. rations, it's like a very wet, very thin, crappy, like tissue. And it kind of sucks, but I mean, it gets the job done, I guess. So here it looks like we have the main meal, which is it's very hefty, and you can see it's like vacuum packed. And oh, look at that! They got an Instagram, Real Field Meal. Might have to check that out. Follow their Instagram, but okay, yeah. This is again, the packaging looks really, really nice. So this is, I guess, our chicken curry. Yeah, okay. Yeah, so I'm excited to check it out. It looks very interesting on the package, but I'll give you guys a little bit of close up. Yeah, I really like their packaging. It's very like I don't know, because a lot of times in the U.S. rations, if you've seen the components, they're all the same color. They're all like a brown or green, and it just looks very dull. But I mean, this looks very well packaged. So just seeing something like that would be nice whenever you're out in the field. Okay, we have some, looks like some oat biscuits. So these feel like they're kind of messed up, but okay. So it's kind of like crackers, I guess. Now in the U.S. rations, we don't really have biscuits so much. Like we have patriotic sugar cookies, which is kind of like what a biscuit would be, I guess. And then we also have the normal crackers, but those are very bland, very dry. And there's actually a challenge to see if you can eat both of the ration crackers within 2 minutes without any water. It's pretty rough because it gets very, very dry. But biscuits are nice little pick-me-up as well. And then we have a little energy drink. So this is a energy drink with a taste of peach. Again, the packaging looks really nice. It's like a sort of like a matte color, or like a matte feel as well. Looks pretty easy to open up and everything. It's actually got a little Ziploc, so you can just mix it inside this, which is very nice. You don't need a separate beverage bag. But yeah, again, very cool. Then we have a spoon. Trying to see if this is, yeah, okay, so they have a spoon, which is fine, but man, you should see the spoons we have in the U.S. rations. Those things, you can literally sharpen them up and use them as weapons. And I think someone actually has at some point, but I mean, it is what it is. A spoon is a spoon. It'll work fine. Doesn't need to be, as hefty as something you might need to use as a prison shiv or something. Okay, and then we have some chewing gum, which is very nice at the end of the day, so your breath doesn't smell, even though the rest of you probably does smell since you're in the field. Okay, and then we have a little dry bag, which is also very nice. Again, the packaging for this is very minimalistic and very self-contained, so you're not making a huge mess with like military rations, or at least U.S. rations. I feel like there's a lot of waste. You create a lot of trash, which is not necessarily something you want in a ration, especially when you have to clean everything up, because you have to, sanitize your area. Not necessarily for the environment. The military doesn't care so much about that. It's just, if you're leaving stuff behind, the enemy sees all the trash, then they know that you're over there. So this is a little bit easier. Not as much stuff. It's very well contained, and again, the packaging just looks amazing. So yeah, I mean, I guess let's take a gander at something. Let's take a gander at these biscuits. Let's try these out. Okay, so again, they do feel very, very broken, which, it is what it is. Even with the ration crackers and the U.S. rations, those can get pretty busted up sometimes. Okay, so it smells kind of like a cracker. So in the U.S. rations, we have normal crackers, and then there's also like a vegetable cracker. This is kind of what that smells like. And I mean, it smells a little bit sweeter, but I guess I'll have to try it out. But yeah, that's basically what it is. Again, it is kind of busted up, but I guess let's try this. So this tastes like our patriotic sugar cookie. and I'll post a picture of that if I can find a good one. But yeah, it tastes like our patriotic sugar cookies, but without the sugar and a little less sweet. But it's really not that bad. It is more like a cookie than it is a cracker. But again, in the U.S., we don't really have biscuits so much, so it is a biscuit, which is kind of like a not a sweet cookie, I guess. So let's try this cranberry protein bar. I'm gonna have to put these in a Ziploc bag later on because it's not too bad. I would actually eat that, if I didn't have to. But okay, we have this cranberry protein bar. Now with protein bars, it's usually like chocolate or vanilla. Cranberry, I'm not a huge fan of. Honestly, I hate cranberry. I'm gonna go ahead and say it. I hate cranberry, but this is pretty interesting. We have a cranberry bar in U.S. rations, and that thing will bust your teeth up. That is not an Arctic meal sort of item. That will definitely bust your teeth up if it's 30 degrees Fahrenheit or below. That thing is going to be completely frozen. But you can see with this one, it's sort of like it is like a protein bar. It's not really like a granola bar, but you can imagine this thing isn't going to freeze up nearly as much as it would if it was just like that solidified cranberry bar that we have in U.S. rations. So yeah, I guess we'll give this a try. Again, it is cranberry. It smells very much like cranberry. Not a fan of that, but yeah, looks pretty good. It looks pretty well maintained and hasn't spoiled or anything. So let's give it a shot. All right, guys. So I'm changing my channel to MRE Mukbang. So I hope you guys are excited about that. I'm going to be releasing a whole bunch of mukbang videos, and I'm going to start getting my lapel mic. I'm gonna be putting it like super close. I'm gonna be chewing super loud. So I hope you guys are excited about that. All right. I would not do well doing any sort of ASMR or mukbang. It's definitely not my purview. Opening up a ration and trying some items out, I can definitely do that. And this bar is very, very nice. It is cranberry, but it's not like overpoweringly cranberry. It's literally not just solidified cranberry, which is pretty much like it is in the U.S. ration. You have a whole lot of other stuff going into it, other stuff to actually help and sort of minimize that cranberry flavor. So yeah, very, very nice. Again, this is something that I would eat if I didn't have to. This is something that I might actually buy in a store. It's cranberry, so I wouldn't. But like if this company made other flavors, then I would definitely check that out and probably buy those. But yeah, I might have to check out this company on Instagram because I kind of like their products. Again, I really like their packaging. Now, this is an Arctic ration again, so it needs to be able to be eaten in like sub-zero temperatures. And all this food looks very, very nice and very presentable, even when it's not in sub-zero temperatures. So if it actually holds up when it's really, really cold, then that'll be really nice, sort of like a nice pick-me-up. But I mean, even right now, it's like 70 degrees outside. This is a pretty solid ration. It's not anything that's too shelf stable as you might expect with some weird Arctic rations, but yeah, so far the stuff is pretty solid. Now this is something that's interesting to me, like European countries and countries basically that aren't the U.S., because the U.S. we have fluid ounces, but y'all use like milliliters most of the time or liters. Now this says DL, so I guess that's like deciliters. I don't know if that's something that you would use in the UK as well, but I've never seen deciliters. It's kind of weird. I guess that would be like, what, 300 milliliters? Sure. I don't know. Sure. But yeah, 3 deciliters, kind of interesting. Just seeing that alone, that's like the first time I've ever seen that for like a drink mix. It makes me almost want to keep the packaging. Not only because it looks cool, but just because it says deciliters. I think that's pretty neat. So I'm going to be recording some gameplay tonight just because the time zones are completely different. I need to record a lot later than I normally would, just because I'm recording and playing with dudes from the United Kingdom and whatnot. But yeah, I'm definitely going to need some energy because I'm already pretty tired. And this is an energy drink with a taste of peach. So I'm going to check this out. And yeah, I think that'll be it for our little ration review. But interested to check this out and also measure in deciliters. Okay, so I have my 3 deciliters of cold water, as you can see in my my little channel merch mug. But yeah, 3 deciliters is about 10 fluid ounces. I just had to convert it because it was easier. And I know mugs like this are generally around 10 fluid ounces, 12 fluid ounces. So I just winged it. It's not meant to be perfect. It is a field ration, so. But yeah, let's try this out. Now I'm going to be pouring it into the mug. It does have the little zip lock, but it's a little trick for the US rations. You have like a beverage bag that also has a zip lock, and if you're drinking out of it, you know, you can just open up the zip lock slightly, make like a little pour area, and you can just drink out of it like that, which is nice. But again, I'm going to pour this into my mug. I kind of want to see what it looks like as well. So already it definitely smells like peach, which I guess is a good thing, but peach stuff can be very artificial and very overly sweet if you haven't had a whole lot of peach stuff. So let's mix this for a bit. Now I'm definitely no Steve, the main MRE reviewing guy, but I think I'm doing a pretty decent job. Again, I think he's a little bit better at the whole ASMR than I am, but yeah, I think I'm doing a decent job. So there we go. It mixed pretty well. See if I can show you guys a little bit of the color without this spilling out. But yeah, so there's that. Again, it smells very much like peach, but it doesn't smell too artificial, which is good. But it definitely tastes very artificial. But it's very refreshing. With peach, it has like a very refreshing tendency to it. But in the Arctic, when everything can get pretty miserable, if you can have a refreshing drink like this, then it'll definitely pick you up. And it is an energy drink, so it is like refreshing just from the peach and having cold water. But it also like reinvigorates you just because it's like an energy drink. But yeah, it's pretty good. Again, that's something that a lot of people would actually buy in the store. Now, it's nice to have this stuff that you would buy normally put into a ration because it really does pick you up and you can get sort of excited for wanting to eat this. Again, if you eat it a bunch, you're not going to be as excited, but it is nice. It's not super like dreadful to look at like US rations. It just looks miserable, so it's not exciting at all to eat it. But yeah, a lot of this stuff, very high quality. The packaging is nice, so that is just like a little psychological thing to pick you up. And the drink is refreshing. Everything is very high quality. There's nothing I hate, which is surprising because in the U.S. rations, there's always stuff you hate and there's always stuff that you would trade to other people because for some reason they like it because they're weird like that. But yeah, okay, this is nice. This is something that I wouldn't have to trade too much. And yeah, I could actually eat this entire ration by myself, which is very hard to say for me because I'm extremely picky, but this is a very, very nice ration. I'll give you guys a little bit of the spread of everything, but yeah, this is pretty solid. So you guys are doing it pretty well over there in Norway. I'm not sure if you get these rations in any of the other like Nordic or Scandinavian countries, but yeah, pretty nice. Or as Steve would say, nice.
Actually, I think it's pretty nice.
All right, there it is. Again, there isn't a whole lot going into this ration, but honestly, I'd be pretty content eating this just because, again, the stuff is a lot higher quality and it's stuff that I'd actually be looking forward to eating as opposed to just getting a bunch of crap that I'd have to end up trading and whatnot. But yeah, very, very solid ration. Again, you guys are doing pretty well over there in Norway. So I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Definitely feel free to keep sending me stuff because I do really appreciate it and I do definitely look forward to it. It's always cool to check out. It's cool to check out videos about, what other people are doing in other countries, but to be able to eat the same stuff that they actually eat in those countries is very cool. It allows me to really immerse myself into that military a little bit more. And it's kind of weird to say, but you can sort of imagine that if you've tried one of their rations and it's just absolutely dreadful, and then you watch their training video and you can sort of think in the back of your mind, they're eating some really crappy food. They're going to do all this dope training, but then they're going to eat some crappy food, and that's not cool. But with Norway, they might actually be excited to eat the food at the end of the day after the training is conducted and whatnot. So it's kind of cool to think about, I guess. But yeah, again, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. And again, if you all want to send me some fan mail, I'll put my mailing address down in the video description. So definitely feel free to do that. It's cool to see what y'all are willing to send me. And it's also cool to see what sort of stuff comes from all these different countries. And yeah, I'll also put my merch link in the video description. So if you guys want to help support the channel, you can do that. And you know, you can get a cool mug out of it as well. So that's pretty neat. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. But that is it for this one. So I will see you all in the next one.